Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a new lesson. But before we study the new lesson, we will just make a quick revision for noon and meme shadda. Noon has shadda. What should we do? Meme has shadda. What should we do? We studied this in the previous lesson, and we said if you have noon has shadda or meme has shadda, we just need to do this vibration from the nose for 2 seconds. When you find meme, when you find one of the two letters meme and noon carries shadda, the small scene, apply the most complete gunna for about or up approximately 2 counts, 2 seconds. Okay. Also, if the meme or noon at the end of the word, if the reader stops on a word ending with noon or meme mushaddad, the gunna still has to be applied. With what? Let me show you. Here. ثم. If I stopped here, what should I do? We know when we stop on a letter has vowel, we make it sukun. So now I have shadda and sukun. How can I do that? We say thum. That's it. So if you stop again at meme has shadda or noon has shadda, you still have to do the gunna. Thum. Am. Dhan. Okay. If you will read this word with the next word, yeah, you can read the vowel. Dhanna. Like if the next letter is a. Dhanna allan naqdir alayh. Like this. And if it's in the middle, of course, we have to do the gunna. Annas. Al-khannas. Okay. فأما. This is a quick revision about noon and meme shadda. Today we have a very important lesson. Rules of noon, sakinah, and tanween. So if I have noon, sukun, or tanween. So what's noon, sukun? Noon or noon sakinah? Noon has a sukun sign. And we know the sukun sign like a little small ha. And we know tanween is double fatha or double kasra or double dhamma. Like this in the Quran and sometimes like this. Dhamma with a converted dhamma like this. So the double dhamma in the Quran, maybe two dhammas like this next to each other or dhamma with another converted dhamma. Okay. So what are the rules of noon, sukun, and tanween? Let's see. Before we study this rule, we have a question. So what's the question? The question says, why noon, sakina, or sukun and tanween are sharing the same rules? Why? Why they are sharing the same title? Rules of noon, sukun, and tanween. Can you think? Why noon, sukun, and tanween are sharing the same rules? Let's check this example. We have one word ends with 4 different vowels. Try to pronounce them correctly. Here I have a word ends with noon sukun. Here a word ends with tanween fatha, double fatha. Here tanween dhamma. Here tanween kasra. Okay, how do you read this? We will say sultan. I pronounce it noon sukun. Sultan. How do you read this? Sultanan. Sultanan. And here sultanun. Sultanun. And here, sultanin. What do you hear? I hear another sound of noon. Look at this. That's noon has double kasra. Do you agree the noon double kasra equals noon kasra followed by noon sukun? Can you read this? This is nin and this is also nin. So why noon, sukun and tanween are sharing the same rules? Because the tanween is already sound of noon. The second vowel of the tanween, the second fatha, the second dhamma, the second kasra is noon sukun. Nin, nin. So they are sharing the same rules because they have the same sound. Sultan, sultanan. I pronounce like noon fatha followed by noon sukun. Nan. سلطان سلطان. So this question is very important because why nun sakina and tanween are sharing the same rules? Because they have the same sound. Okay. He said here the four words end with the same sound. Yeah, of course. Tanween in its three forms, the double fatha, double kasra, the double dhamma, is an unwritten noon sakina sound at the end of the word. Okay. Conclusion. He said tanween and noon sukoon are two faces of a coin. The correct pronunciation of them depends on the letter following them. This is very important. So if I have noon, sukoon, or tanween, how can I pronounce it? That's depend on the next letter. What's the next letter? The next letter will tell me, should I read it clear noon? Should I do like gunna? Should I hide it? We will know from the next letter. According to the following letter, noon, sukoon, and tanween have four rules. They are called rules of noon, sakina, and tanween. So now we know how many rules for noon, sakina, and tanween. They are four rules. What are the four rules of noon, sakina, and tanween? The first rule is called clarity or idhar. Throat clarity, because the letters of this rule comes from the throat. The six letters of this rule comes from the throat. The articulation point of these rules of these letters comes from the throat. So its name is throat clarity, or in Arabic izhar halqi. The second rule is merging, or in Arabic idgham. The third rule is turning, or in Arabic iqlab. Okay, or we say changing. So turning, or I prefer to say changing. They are the same, changing. Changing. Okay, and the last rule, number 4, إخفاء حقيقي, real hiding. In this video, in this lesson, we will just study the first rule, which is clarity, or إظهار حقيقي. I think it's better to memorize the name in Arabic and to use the name in Arabic. First rule, its name is clarity or إظهار, al-إظهار. How many letters for إظهار? Or before how many letters, let's know the meaning of clarity. What's the meaning of clarity, of clear? Meaning of clarity is to pronounce the sound of noon sakina or tanween clearly without any change. No merging, no hiding, no changing. It has many names like idhar halqi, throat appearance, throat clarity. I just want you to memorize one name. You can say clarity, you can say idhar. Okay, so the meaning is to pronounce the sound of noon sakina and tanween clear without any change. Okay, how can we do that? How can we apply that? Let's check the letters first. The letters of clarity, they are 6 letters. The letter hamza, it's not only hamza like this, it can be hamza with the alif like this, hamza with the alif, kasra, any hamza. Okay, so the first letter is hamza or alif hamza. The second letter is ha, hamza, ha. Third letter is ayn and ha, ghain and kha. We memorize it like this. Hamza, ha, ayn, ha, ghain, kha. Hamza, ha, ayn, ha, ghain, kha. Or you can say hamza, ha, ayn and ghain, ha and kha. It's okay. Okay, so the 6 letters of clarity, let me write it here. Hamza and ha and ayn and let's say ghain and ha, and last one is kha. These are the 6 letters of clarity. Okay, let's see how to apply this rule. Okay, way of pronouncing. When you find the noon sakina or tanween is followed by one of the 6 throat letters. Why throat letters? Because these the 6 letters comes from the throat here. How can I know? This is not our lesson, the articulation point, but how can I know the articulation point of any letter? Let's say if I want to know the articulation point of the letter ba. To know the articulation point of any letter, put hamza, fatha before the letter and make the letter sukun like this. Ab, ab. So as you can see, the two lips or the articulation point of ba comes from the two lips. Ab, ab. Okay. Another letter. Let's try another letter. The letter fa. Make it sukun and put hamza before it. F, F. So the tip of the upper teeth touches the lower lip here. F, F, F. So to know the articulation point of any letter, make the letter sukun and put another letter like hamza before it. Let's say ain. So what's the articulation point of ain? Make the ain sukun and put hamza before it. Now I can see the ain comes from the middle of the throat. Same for the letter ha. Okay. Same for ghain and kha. Kha, and same from the ha and the hamza and ha. And ha. So these six letters comes from the throat. Okay. So what should I do again? If you have noon has sukun or noon has sukun or tanween double fatha or double dhamma followed by any one of these letters, hamza, ha, ain and ha, ghain and kha, just read the noon and the tanween clear. Don't change anything. Here, pronounce it clear without changing anything. Show me some examples. Here. Let me make it bigger. What do we have here? I have double kasra. That's tanween. What's the next letter? Hamza. Yeah, hamza, one of the clarity letters. So what should I do? We read this hamza, this tanween, clear tanween. We say hasidin idha. I don't want to change anything. How about if someone said made ghunna, like nasal sound? Hasidin idha. It is correct. That's not correct. You should tell him you are not correct. You should you should not do any ghunna because the next letter is one of the clarity letters which will make the tanween clear. Hasidin idha. Here I have double fatha, tanween double fatha followed by hamza. So read the tanween clear. Kufuwan ahada. Here I have noon sukun followed by ha. Is ha one of the clarity letters? Yeah, hamza ha. So I should do I should read the noon clear. Anhu. Okay. Here I have noon followed by kha. Also kha, one of the clarity letters. So min khawf. And by the way, this is kasra, not fatha. How? In some books like this, in the Quran, let's say the letter min. If I will put kasra, I will put the kasra under the letter. Okay, with the if I have shadda and the kasra, I will put the kasra under the letter. But in some books, like the Tajweed books like this, they put the shadda under the kasra under the shadda. So if you found a vowel under the shadda like this is kasra, not fatha. If it's at the top of the shadda, it's fatha. Okay. So this is me. Min khawf. This is not our lesson now. Okay. So noon sukun followed by kha. I should read clear noon. Min khawf. Here. طيرا أبابيل. من خفت. نار حامية. يومئذ عني. Because the tanween followed by ayn, one of the clarity letters. Okay. Here also double kasra followed by kha. ذرة خيرا. كاذبة خاطئة. Okay. I hope this lesson was clear. Like the rule is clear. Clarity. That's enough for this lesson. Inshallah, next lesson we will study the second المفروض. جزاكم الله خير.